Hi, my name is Jason Thizak. I'm one of the co-founders of Loamy. Loamy is a platform for grower shippers and distributors to manage their supply chain processes all through a single platform. We help companies manage their inventory, keep track of all their orders and customer requirements and costs associated with it, help manage the financials, invoices, making sure you're getting paid properly. And then finally, we help a lot of companies with food safety, helping keep track of all the order documentation, but also QA inspections as well. Our platform is different in that it is online and it's available not only on web, but also on mobile. So it's available to you anytime. I'm really excited to walk you through and show you the entire Loamy platform, and hopefully you'll be able to see how we'll be able to help a company like you. This is Loamy's food safety and quality product. I'm really excited to walk you through and show you some of the functionality, but also some of the benefits that our customers have gotten from switching away from manual processes and adopting the Loamy platform. So to start off, we'll talk about the overview screen. So when you go to food safety, first you see this high level screen that helps highlight and show those trends that are happening over time. So at a quick glance, you can see where your supplier's at, who's in green, yellow, or red, your tasks, how are the trends for that over time, which ones are getting approved, rejected, are you seeing trends there, or do you need to focus in on? And then down below is a combination of all the tasks across all the different products. And I'll talk about those in a bit. But up top, we have these gray boxes up here. And the goal, rather than you having to look just at lists and try to filter through and understand where do I focus my time, where do I need to make sure I'm following up, we highlight that for you. We want this to function like an inbox. We want it to be where you can go in and you can quickly see what is the most important thing for me to focus on right now, and how can I then go take care of it. So it's a bit like a workflow, and I can quickly see I've got one expired task. Now, when I click that, it'll scroll down and it will highlight and filter for the one task that's been expired. So pretty easy. But the same goes for rejected tasks. And then I can see all those rejected right then and there. And then any task that I need to actually go and review. So this just makes it a lot easier to know, where do I focus in on my time, and how can I make sure that I complete everything that's necessary for me to do each day. So really easy right there. Now, getting into the actual functionality of food safety. So first, we've got order documentation. And we all know that there's a lot of one-off requirements for different orders that are going out. Different retailers have different requirements, maybe something not as generic as a ranch map, but a very specific organic certification for that specific lot, or maybe you need a pack house certificate because there was some packing that you did for it. We make it really easy to be able to manage those requirements related to those orders. And to just give you an example, I'm going to click into the certificate and you'll see that you can actually go and upload this, and you can have your suppliers go and do this too, so you don't even have to do it yourself. They have a free login where they can go and upload this, and you can get the actual PDF, and then your food safety person can go in, they can approve it, they can reject it, and they can chat and give a message and say, hey, this is missing such and such, this is expired, this is for the wrong lot. But you can manage that conversation directly in Loamy, and then that way you're not trying to flick through all the WhatsApp, email, phone calls, anything like that. All of the conversation is stored right here. But it's not just for certificates. We have some customers who are actually using it for reefer temperature. So making sure when produce leaves the facility, being able to quickly have your operations team take a photo of the reefer temp as it's getting loaded ensures that if anything were to go wrong later in transit, you can then go back and say, hey, this was fine when we actually loaded this up. This isn't on us. So being able to provide that visibility of what's actually going on and ensuring good quality product throughout the process becomes a lot easier with Loamy's order or attach feature. Next, we'll talk about inspections and daily checklists. I'll talk about these two things together. A lot of our customers were previously using paper and spreadsheets to manage a lot of the inspections, daily checklists, whether out in the field, whether in the facility, in the back office. And what we've heard from all the companies is that it's really hard to manage all those forms and processes manually. You can imagine it can get very challenging to, one, ensure that people are doing what they should be doing each day. If an inspection is required to be done all 5 days, Monday to Friday, it's really hard to know, did they just do all 5 Friday, or did they do one each week, each day of the week? And most people are probably pretty good about it, but we all know that there are people who wait till the last minute, and then it becomes a lot harder to ensure a really good quality process. Number two, it's really hard to ensure that the right data is put in for each field. So as you're asking questions and things, people put the wrong things, sometimes accidentally, right? But the wrong information is getting populated for answers in the inspections and checklists. And as a result, it's really hard to get good insights, good data, and really hard to see trends. So what we actually help you out with is by using a digital form, you can not only track when did people actually upload it, but also along with that, you can ensure that people are going in the right direction. So you can, if it's a number field, you can make sure that it's the only number format. They can't plug in any text, anything like that. You can set an in-max value. You can select from a drop down, so they're not just trying to remember what the answer should be. You can just allow them to select it. And you can even add helper text to kind of push them in the right direction as to what they should be doing. So all of these things help ensure that you get better data, so you can understand, are you able to actually maintain a good process or not? And then finally, being able to actually report on the trends and understand when there's a major issue could be challenging. You're a lot of times relying on your workers reporting those up to you. And again, a lot of people are really good with it, but it's really hard to manage, especially at scale. So with our platform, we work with our customers to build custom reports for each of their forms. In this way, you can know right away when there's an issue, but also be able to understand trends and issues very quickly. So to just show you what that looks like, I'll just go into this facility inspection, and you can actually see all the things that you can do. So you can say really basic yes, no. You can have them plug in just freeform text or comments. You can plug in numbers for like employee number. You can even do signature, and that signature can be typed or it can be signed digitally. But you can manage all that in here. You can also have them take photos. So those are all included as well. And then you can go and actually sign off on it. And if there's an issue, you can go and update it, or you can push back to them and say, hey, you need to go and adjust this and change this. So it becomes really easy to manage all those inspections and processes. The best part about it, though, is that your workflows aren't static. Your processes change, they update, you got to make tweaks, adjustments. It's really frustrating when you're relying on third parties to have to go and do it for you, or to have to go spend a bunch of time changing the format around and moving things to what you want. With our platform, you can actually go in and manage those tasks, those forms directly within our platform. And you can just drag and drop, add in text, you can do checkbox. If you want a whole number, you can plug that in. You'll see you can add the field name, helper text, a mark whether or not it's required. You can put a min or max value. You can even change the order directly from here. You can plug in date, time, you can plug in signature. You can do all these things directly from here. This makes it easy for you to be in control. That way you can manage your forms. We'll obviously help you get going and manage and get those forms in, but over time, especially, you shouldn't have to be relying on us. We want to empower you all to be able to manage those forms on your own without us. And it becomes really easy. You can go and edit, you can duplicate directly from here, and you can adjust things, and you can plug in additional answers. If there's confusion, you can add in additional helper text, adjust them in max values to provide more flexibility. You can move all these things around to make it easier for your workers to actually make sure things get done and you can maintain a good quality process. The last big piece that's really important outside of order documentation, inspections, daily checklists, all those things you want your workers to do, is supplier requirements. We know this can be really, really challenging for companies, especially ensuring that all the documentation across all your suppliers has been uploaded, is up to date, has been signed off, can be really hard. We've heard from some customers that are managing hundreds of suppliers, and on top of that, they sometimes have anywhere from 20 to 100 pages of documentation that they need to get uploaded in the system. And so managing that in spreadsheets in your own computer drive can just get challenging at scale. We wanted to make it really easy to actually go and do that. So you can actually manage those directly within our platform. We will highlight when there's tasks that are beyond their due date, those that have been rejected, and that way you can always make sure everything is up to date. And again, similar, you can go in, you can review and approve it. You can actually give instructions too, and you could say, hey, this is what a typical ranch map looks like. They can provide notes and say, okay, this is good until January 24th. So it becomes really easy. You can have your suppliers do this through our platform, which again, free, that we offer for suppliers to be able to go in and just upload all those requirements you had for them. But then also you can go and upload those for your suppliers too. So we support both pathways. We're pretty flexible. The other big piece is we don't want you to have to go one by one each supplier and have to go in and add requirements. So instead, what we allow you to do when you're going in and creating a supplier task, will say that we want the ranch map. You can actually go and you can assign it to multiple, or you can just say, I want to choose all of them. What this will do is then send this task out to all 17 of them. So it'll actually create 17 tasks rather than you having to go create 17 individually. This does it all at once. So we've added these simplifications to make it really easy to manage this at scale and make sure that you can collect all those documents more easily. Yeah, so that is Loamy's food safety and quality product. The important piece is that we're able to help manage, track, monitor, understand trends. And the last piece I'll highlight with that is for those custom reports, we're able to show when there is an issue, we'll highlight that in red. So we actually work with our customers to make sure, oh, this food is free from contamination. Great. Yes, no. Okay, there's an issue. I need to follow up on this quickly. So we're able to help manage and track these more easily. So you're not worrying about flicking through paper. We're relying on your workers for reporting issues. You can make sure you can identify those quickly and then understand those overarching trends. So you know, where do you need to focus your time? What do you need to change in order to manage a really good quality food safety QA process. So this is food safety at Loamy.
Starting with order management, we make it really seamless for anyone in your organization to be able to see what's actually happening, what's incoming, and what's outgoing at any given time. To go in and view any information, you just click on the order number and you can see all the information is all highlighted right here for me. I can see where it's going, I can see the product, the cost, the price, even the profit, what I'm making on each of these orders, all in a single view. I can see the schedule, when it was received, when it was picked up, any costs associated with it, any of the freight cost or anything else, wraps or anything, and then the actual freight information broken out here as well. And then in this top right corner, I can actually see as well all the adjustments that take place on the order. So if I want to know who changed what, I can get an audit trail in a single place right there. And then in the case I need to leave any notes for someone who's going to be shipping this out, I can give instructions for them for packing or for loading the truck itself right here, and they can get notified about it. So we make it really easy, but not just to be able to view information about the order and collaborate, but also to create orders as well. So to create one, you just go in the top right corner and hit add sales order. And then you'll see a lot of the information is already pre-populated for me. The salesperson, the type, sales terms, due date, all these things are all defaulting. And this is flexible to you, so we can work with you to make sure it fits. But we want to reduce the amount of inputs it requires to create orders. We want to make sure it's accurate and that it's fast so that your team can process as many orders as you need to. So then when you actually add the customer, we'll automatically default the pay terms and delivery location to their default main location that you have customized. Then I can go down, I can select the product. In this case, we'll just say cherries. And you'll see that there's this insight tab that immediately pulls up and it will notify me and tell me what was the last price this customer had for this specific product, and then the average price over the past 5 days for everybody, and 30 days if it's available. And then when you're going in, you can then add the quantity, 20 boxes. We'll say in this case, $43.20, and it'll automatically calculate the revenue for me. And then all I have to do is hit save and I'm done. But let's say that you want it to be even faster. This isn't fast enough and you want to make it even easier, especially for those customers that do a lot of repeat orders. Well, we have this ability here to go and select a recent order from this customer. So then you can go in and you can see any order, what the product was, and you can just reselect it to make it really easy to reorder. And then when I go do this, this will then update and will plug in all the information that they previously filled out for that order. So you know the quantity, you know what their preferences are for the order, and all the information is auto-populated for you. You can still make adjustments if you want. You can say, okay, rather than that, it's not $67 anymore, it's actually 45, and you can then adjust that, or they didn't mean 100 boxes, they meant 10. You can then go and tweak things and then hit save. So we make it really easy to go through this process for all your sales reps and for you as well. But not just on sales orders, but purchase orders as well. So you can go in and you can see all the information about everything happening for the order itself, the schedule, when it was actually received, any of the costs, freight, and all of that information right in here. And then at any point, if you want to go and create documentation for it, all you have to do is hit download and you'll have it right there. So order management is a breeze in our system because we make it so that it requires as little as inputs as possible for the sales reps, but also ensures accuracy. It makes it easier for everyone to collaborate all on the same page. We also have a robust inventory management solution, making it easy to always know what's incoming, what's outgoing. In this overview section, you can see where all your products are at, which ones are in each stage, what's going to be incoming today, what's been received, what's on hand, what's been assigned, and what's actually available. And if you've overcommitted, we'll highlight and show you you need to get more product for this specific order. But we don't want you to just look at a high level. We want you to be able to dig into the details as well. And so we break it out by order, where you can then see on each PO that's incoming, what's been assigned, what's available, what do you actually have on hand, so your sales staff can know what do they need to additionally sell, what needs to get out the door very quickly. But also on top of that, we break it out by lot as well. So then you can know for each and every lot, what do you have that's gonna be incoming, what is actually already in, and what needs to get sold. And we'll even give a health status as well. So we'll actually say when something has gone beyond the time that it should be, and your sales team knows they need to get it out as quickly as possible. So we make it very easy to manage all this all within a single system. But on top of this, you can also make changes to inventory, right? Things happen. Sometimes you need to go in because something falls off, something rots, you need to be able to go and make changes. Well, you can update your order inventory right here. And you could say, you're actually going to decrease this from 50 containers to 48. And the reason is it went bad or spoilage. And you can give that reason, and you'll see right here, it immediately updated it and adjusted for me. But say that I don't want to just make a change, say that I want to remove it entirely. Well, you can do that as well. You could say, hey, this got rejected, or even the whole order went bad, or you donated it. You can actually just change that right here. You can remove this all from your order inventory right here. You can also do that through your orders, but this is just a quicker way to go through it. So you can do that here. But on top of this, say that you are constantly going and transforming product. You're repacking, you're putting things into different packaging, and you're adding labels after the fact. You can go and do that too very easily. So if you want to go and transform that product or repack it, you just hit transform. You say, okay, this is 48 containers. I'm just going to pull 20 of them. And then I'm going to change this to blueberries whole containers. It already knows. And then I'm going to say this is actually going to go into 25. So I can make adjustments on the fly very quickly and transform products. Not just each one, but I can actually do this in bulk too, and I can do it quickly from the sales order itself. So we make it very easy for you to actually keep track of and manage all your inventory in a single place. And then if you ever have any questions, you're ever curious as to who made what changes and what actually took place, we have a full audit trail for that as well. We'll say who did what at what time and why did they do it. We'll always provide a reason for it as well to make sure that you know who made each change or adjustment. And this all goes back into the order as well. So we have a really robust inventory management solution that keeps track of all your inventory broken out by order, by lot, as we're auto-generating lots. We also generate the labels for your business so that you can actually manage that as well and keep track of with a barcode scanner and go through that process. We provide a lot of flexibility so you can fully repack, you can make adjustments, or you can remove inventory altogether, all through the platform, and also provide traceability so that you know who's making changes in the product and you always know what you have on hand at any given time. So hopefully this helps, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Our finances product provides a really easy way to keep track of what's incoming and outgoing in your accounting. You can know what is your profit and loss each month broken out. So you can see that. You can see the month-over-month trends of your costs and revenue and even profit. And then you can see what are the biggest indicators. What are the things that are your biggest expenses, whether it be freight or seal stickers, and then your biggest revenue generators. What does that actually look like? So it just keeps it together in a single dashboard for you to be able to manage that. But then you can also keep track of all your invoices, both those that you're going to be sharing with the customers and those that you've been given by your suppliers. So if I wanted to look at my customers and see which invoices are outstanding, I can go in here and see which ones are actually past due. And I can easily generate an invoice if I want. So I can just go in here and download, get a nice professional format to be able to share with them. Or I can go and update the actual status itself. And I can say when an invoice has been paid, partially paid, whether it's been sent out, whether it's been canceled, if they rejected the order. You can keep track of all that there. We also, on top of all of this, we have a really easy way to actually manage the actual cashier experience as well. So if I want to record a payment, I can just go in here and I can set cash, and then I can plug in how much they're going to pay. And so it'll automatically spit out how much change there is for them to be able to give back, plug in the bank account and status. But it doesn't just work for cash. It works for check as well. You'll see we'll automatically generate a check number here. We can digitally create checks for you, or if you have another system that's using it, that's fine too. But we help you keep track of all of that information so you always know all the transaction data associated with each of these invoices. So you can record the payments, even if it's credit card or ACH, and keep track of them here. We do the same, not just for your sales, but also those purchases that you've made, so that you know when you're paying people on time. So you can go in here, you can update the status, you can record when you've made payments yourself, and all of these things all sync seamlessly back to your accounting system. And that's the really important part. So we integrate with systems like QuickBooks, like Xero, like NetSuite, like a lot of different accounting systems, so that your accounting and inventory are matching on both sides. And that's important. We've heard of a lot of different issues that sometimes take place when there are accounting integrations. We make it really seamless. We prevent the need for double entry or even having to constantly be checking back and forth why things aren't adding up. Everything is synced in real time to make it very easy for you to know with confidence that your accounting is up to date and matches what is in your sales system as well. If you ever have any questions around who made which transactions, who took in order, what did they actually take in at the end of the day, we have a full transactions tab that breaks out saying who created each transaction, how did they accept payment, how much was it, so you know you have an audit trail of everything that actually took place. On top of this, we also help you keep track of all that information at the customer level as well. So we'll actually tell you how much is actually outstanding from that customer. And so you can click in and see them, and we'll show you how much is due for them, limit, and do they have any outstanding credits. This is really important because we want to make it really easy for you to be able to know, for AR team to be able to identify who do I need to reach out to right now, who has outstanding payments, or even who's beyond your limit. The other thing with the financial limit as well is you can make sure that no sales rep is able to place orders beyond that limit without your approval. So then when they go to try to place an order, it will say this actually needs to go to review to an admin, to someone who has that permission. Or the person who has that permission can go and override it if they want as well. But this just provides an easier way to keep track of and manage all the outstanding payments that are due to you. And you can easily see it in here, all in your customer view, so you know who to reach out to. On top of this, we make this even easier with some of our reporting as well. So when you go to our reports, we have a whole finance section so that you can see all the invoices, their statuses, and information about them. But not only that, we'll actually break out for your AR and AP teams who still owes you money or who do you owe money to, and make it very easy for you, broken out into different time buckets. So then you know with this customer, they have a payment that's been due or that you have due to them for the past 91 plus days in here. It will actually highlight in red, so it's very easy and obvious for you to know I need to go follow up and pay them. And the same goes for AR as well, who actually owes you money. We'll show what's outstanding and then how many orders or invoices there are left that you still need to receive from them. And again, all the payment history in here as well. The really cool part though is that once you identify that you owe someone money or they owe you money, so in this case, let's say Bay Hill Club, I can then click this and it'll immediately open up to go to them. And so I can get all the information about them all within a click of a button. So it's really easy to navigate back and forth. And that's the financial platform. We also have a robust supplier and customer management tool. That way you can stay on top of everything that's taking place and be able to understand who do you need to reach out to and manage all the contact information about them. So if you want to dig into any supplier, you can go in and see it. You can see all their locations, what products you buy from them, who are the main contacts that you've dealt with, purchase order information about them, which ones do you still have invoices outstanding for, what's incoming, any notes that you want to be able to collaborate on and identify this is the person you should be communicating with. Make sure you do such and such when working with them. These are easy ways for your team to be able to collaborate and communicate about a given supplier or customer. And the same goes for the customer as well. You can go in and dive in and see all the information about them, all the sales orders, contact information, and everything about them. So we make it really easy for you to manage all of this, all baked into the platform. Not just reports though, we also have user management, so you can manage all of your users, and we have a role-based system that's really flexible. So then you can customize and decide, what do you want to give access to? Do you want to only give view access? Do you want to limit so that they only see what's relevant for them, the sales reps, so they can only see their sales orders, not ones from one of your other team members? Do you want to give the ability to override a customer limit? Do you want to give the ability to actually view reports? You can actually hide that entirely. So we have a really flexible system to assign roles and then assign them. And you can just invite them just by hitting add user, specifying their email and phone number, and then their role. So this robust role-based permissioning system ensures that you give out the right level of access for your organization, and it's completely controllable by you. The last couple things I'll touch upon are we make it easy to manage all the settings in the platform, so you can adjust information about your company, your locations. If you have a accounting integration like QuickBooks or Xero or anybody else, managing those settings in here. If you want to generate labels through our system, you can specify, do you want to focus on a certain date type like Julian date versus the calendar date? Do you want to highlight the lot number or PO number? Do you care about harvest date or country of origin? These are all things that you can get incorporated into the label to customize them. And then finally, you can even customize the language. So the language is fully translated to be able to help people who do not speak English as their first language, but speak Spanish. So to make the change, all you have to do is hit Spanish, save, and the whole dashboard is now completely translated for that. So it makes it very easy to support the people that you want. And then finally, the last thing I'll touch upon is we have a really robust support center that's accessible directly from our dashboard. So you click support, opens up a new tab, and you can view any of the support docs in here to be able to view information about how to get anything done, walking you through step by step, showing exactly how to use the product. We also have a few critical features that kind of touch all the different product areas that make it easier to manage your company in the platform, but also make sure that you get the information you need to be successful and to get insights. One of those is reports. We make it really easy for you to get all the data broken out. And you can see all the order data, what are all the details, returned orders, any information about freight. All this you can dig into, you can download the results really easily. Filter if you want to only look for those that are delayed. You can actually update and change that, and you'll see that I have this order which is delayed. You can get that information. You can break it out by customer, product name, due date, anything like that. But not just for orders, for inventory as well. You can see your lot performance breakdown, what's your per unit price for that, your sales price, the days since it was actually received, so you know what you need to get out quickly. Any changes that were made by any of your staff to the inventory itself. Finances we already spoke about, but your sales analytics as well. What are your top products, top costs? Who are your top sales reps month over month by revenue? Who are your top suppliers who are supplying you the best food? Who are your top customers who's buying from you the most? What does that actually look like? All your contacts organized in a single place that you can go and access. Pricing analytics, so you know price per customer, but also across the board. Which products are trending up month over month in terms of sales, and which ones are trending down in terms of price. You can see all that all within the platform to make it really easy. All these are exportable, but then the other great part about it is that each of these things are directly embedded into our platform. So if you want to dig in deeper to a given supplier from this or to an order, all you have to do is click it and it opens up in a new tab. So your workflows are seamless. Everything is connected. No more having to juggle through 8 different screens just to get what you want. You go in, you get out very quickly.
You only have to buy what you need in the Loamy platform. And one thing I'll add to this too is this is also completely mobile friendly as well. So it doesn't matter where you're at. You don't need to worry about VPNing from afar to your computer in the office or at home. All of this is available on the go all the time, whatever device you use, and is optimized for tablets, for mobile phones. So you'll always be able to manage, track, and monitor things on the go. So this is the Loamy platform. I hope it's useful. If so, feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to be able to help you out, give you a demo, get you started with the trial, and go from there. Thank you very much. Thanks for taking the time to watch this. Take care. Bye.